For years, players have been competing for the title of #1 Skyblock XP, spending thousands upon thousands of hours to reach a constantly moving goal. With every update release, there are more levels to gain, and the goalpost moves just a little farther. But the question on everyone's minds for the past year has been, when will level 500 be possible? With the release of the Backwater Bayou, 473 was the max level, and then the Foraging update was announced. When it released, not only was 500 possible, but nearly level 520. I have spent over 5,000 hours during the past 4 years and tens of billions of coins chasing the highest level possible. And today, I will be hitting level 500. I have been slacking on levels. Severely slacking. I am currently level 466. You might think that's good, but I haven't played in a month. I have been on a break, and during that break, the Foraging update came out. So I'm now not even top 500 when I was previously top 300. This needs to change. I need a better level, and since level 500 is now possible, I figured I should go for that. And we're going to be starting with the museum. I have a bunch of things currently on me that I just need to donate. I just already have them and just have not thrown them in here. So first of all is going to be this Crown of Avarice. I was going to level this, but I realized I don't care. I believe I also need to throw this Tiki Mask in. I believe these go into rarities, so yeah, I'll just go ahead and throw that in there, and throw that in there. That is going to be a total of 20 XP. I went ahead and grabbed all the things I need to donate that I already have on me. These are all mostly just from the Bayou update and this Plasma Flux that I bought during last Scorpius, which seems to have been a good idea. I'm pretty sure I got it for like 400 mil, but all of this I can just go ahead and throw in wherever it goes. And would you look at that, we already got a level. And with all that, we're 50 XP through the next level. Anyway, I figured while I'm here, might as well finish out the museum. There's a couple things I can go ahead and buy, some being cheaper, some being more expensive. First of all, a sponge sinker for a little under 400k, and then a prismarine sinker for 500k, a chum sinker, a festive sinker, and then I need to buy an umbrella, but I'm pretty sure it'd just be cheaper for me to craft it. Okay, so 6 refined umber. It is marginally cheaper to craft it. I will be saving 2 million coins. I know, it's so much. Anyway, I have this now. I also need a treasure hook for 25 mil, and then a hellstorm wand. Whatever this is, I do not remember this item at all. Gain 5 ability damage, but take double damage for 30 seconds. Seems interesting. 150 mil. And someone bought that one. Okay, this one, I guess. And then lastly, we're gonna need a tormentor, which this I know is a new Kudra item that replaced the enrager. The damage I take is doubled while holding this weapon. That seems counterintuitive. However, it does give a lot of base damage. So 525 minus gives 197, but I think that's still better with like all the buffs and stuff. And Claymore gives 570. Okay, so it's just a fairly useless item then. Sure, it can just go in the museum. I'm pretty sure the rest of this goes in rarities. And after that, we should get a level. Yeah, 468. And the only thing I skipped over was canopy armor, because I will get to that later. So I now essentially have the museum maxed. But there is one more thing I need to get from Bayou, and that would be a scuttler shell. It's just 20 mil. But yeah, my hermit crab is only legendary. That is, if I even own one. I could have sworn I owned one. No, I do own one. Okay. If we just come over to cat, it's going to be 700,000 coins and the scuttler shell. An hour left? We can't be having that. I am impatient. Hi, hello cat, take this flower. Mythic hermit crab, thank you very much. Only 3 Skyblock XP, but whatever. And the only thing I can really think of that I was missing pre-Foraging update is just something that I did not claim in the chocolate shop, and that would be the 24th chocolate milestone, which will give me the Omega Rabbit and 10 Skyblock XP. This also means that I have every mythic now. Only thing I am missing are these 2 divines, and I will have no more XP from Hoppity. But now the only main way I have left to get XP is through the Foraging update. But before we continue, I have come to beg you to subscribe. I put a ton of work into these videos, and so taking a couple seconds out of your day to hit one little button would mean the world to me. And while you're down there, I mean, you might as well like the video. It also helps. Or if you want to, you can dislike it, I guess. I don't know, I'm not gonna complain. Also, you should comment your favorite type of completely legal labor practices. Personally, my favorite is all these snow minions stacked on top of each other completely unethically with lesser soulflow engines. Anyways, enough engagement bait. Enjoy the rest of the video. So if we warp to Galatea, this is where the Foraging update happens. The most I've done is just check this update out a little bit, and I've also like mined some trees and just punched things, but for the most part, I've kept myself completely blind. I haven't even finished the main quest line, but I will just say, this update might be peak. Could quite possibly be peak. Why do I have a dragon head? Don't ask. But I suppose best thing to do, just grab my tree capitator, and we do the main quest line. So I believe the first person we talk to is Hina, and apparently she is going to unlock the heart of the forest for me. So it's now been unlocked. Click here to open. Oh god, it's mining V7. We also apparently have chapters to complete. Interesting. Okay, I will worry about that later. It seems like something I will probably complete somewhat passively. And from all the trees I've chopped down, I currently have 31,000 forest whispers, which are basically comparable to gemstone or mithril powder. I guess we unlock sweep and, I don't know, just shove as many into this as we can. Cool, I have an extra 17 sweep now. And I believe this is the guy we need to talk to next. Apparently Swoop is standing on top of a bush to camp berries before anyone else does. I was kind of wondering what those little highlighted berry bushes were. What's a berry? My question exactly. So collect the berry. Cool, I got a berry. So he's giving us a seriously damaged axe. I'm pretty sure my tree cap should just be better, which it is. But he also explained that sweep is a thing and certain trees have certain toughnesses, and the more toughness it has, the less effective your sweep will be. Big trees right here have a toughness of 7, and okay, wow, getting that extra 18 sweep certainly helped. Oh, this is cutting way more than when I was just using a tree cap. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I wasted my time not doing the quest. The only other thing he explained is tree gifts. Basically, you get some bonus rewards based on how much of the tree you chopped. And now we need to find David Hunterborough. Ah, here we go. And basically what he's explaining is the hunting skill, where, well, there's a guy right here. I'm pretty sure we are able to capture these and extract attributes from them. Since if you didn't know, attributes in their old form have been replaced by a new system, and that system involves hunting. So we need to buy a hunting weapon from Alan. Who is Alan? Where is Alan? Why is Alan? Hello, Alan. So we need to buy a hunt axe. There is the worn hunt axe Genius and the sharpened hunt axe Dominus. They are both very cheap. I will just go ahead and grab both of them. And apparently Odin will be teaching me the basics of hunting. You look muscular. Help you with a chill shot. I need to weaken it but not kill it. Monsters only take damage from axes. Okay. And Oh, well then. And I got hunting 1. It got sent to your hunting box. Sure, I get it. I don't know what a hunting box is, but I get it. So the best way to deal with monsters is a black hole. If I would like one, purchase a pocket black hole from Albert over in the village. Okay, well, here's Albert. I would certainly like a black hole. That sounds incredibly fun. Small pocket black hole, medium pocket black hole. I mean, okay, well, I can buy the small one. I kind of want the medium one, though. For that, I'll need 64 enchanted mangrove logs and 64 enchanted obsidian. Only 121k. And for this, 162k. Give me that. And back to David. Wow, it only took you 2 minutes and 29 seconds to complete that objective. Are you attempting to humiliate me, good sir? Well, I hope you know it's working. You can find all your shards in your hunting box inside your hunting skill menu. Ah, okay, that's how they access that. Hunting box, and we have a chill shard. Lovely. The rest of the questline consists mainly of familiarizing us with hunting, getting us to capture various types of mobs, and introducing us to the 3 types of shards: combat, water, and forest shards. The names hint at how you obtain the shards. When you do obtain a shard, it is sent to your hunting box, where you are presented with 2 options of what to do with it. Siphoning a shard will permanently increase some stats or give you some kind of permanent buff, and you can keep siphoning the same shard until it maxes out at level 10. The second option is fusion. You can take a certain amount of 2 different shards and fuse them together to get an entirely new shard. Quite a few attributes are locked behind this system, needing you to fuse a ton of lower quality shards together into much stronger ones. After this, David gives us his cloak, which is the strongest one in the game when maxed out. It will slowly increase in quality and stats as we hunt more. Next up is Agatha. She hosts a contest every day on Galatea that gives us increasing rewards based on how many points we get. This is one of the main ways to max out the heart of the forest tree. And lastly is a fellow that teaches us about hunt traps. You just place them near where a mob that has a shard spawns, and you'll get a free shard after a while. And is that it for the tutorial? I'm not getting a prompt to go visit another NPC. I mean, yeah, looks like it. Okay, well, this is a little overwhelming. Yep, I have finished all the tasks in Chapter 1, and I'm able to unlock the Chapter 2 tasks, and I get some Skyblock XP, level 469 is what? 45 Skyblock XP, okay. And I suppose the Hina chapters are just supposed to give you a little guideline on what to do first, which will honestly be nice. There is a lot going on, and I'm dumb. I guess we'll start from here. So first thing is to participate in an Agatha contest, which I'm pretty sure you just chop wood. That's it. There's apparently a shop, personal bests, and I'll worry about all of this later. So yeah, I think just chopping trees works. If I were to slice a tree with an axe, an exceptionally sharp axe, nothing seems to have really changed. I'm just gonna do this for a couple minutes and hope the contests. Okay, so while I was mining trees, doing my thing, I found this NPC over here. He gave me a foraging fortune booster. Don't know what that does. Apparently I can apply it to things. However, there also seems to be a little bit of an axe hierarchy, and there is an axe that is better than the tree cap. And I'm feeling like I should probably get that. Is there like a specific way to craft it? Fig stone splitter. Since I'd like to keep my original tree cap, we need fig stone and a fig hue. Oh, okay. It's not an upgrade to a tree cap. In that case, I think I will just buy one. They're only 1,000,000 coins, so why not? I suppose we might as well just max this thing out. I don't think it needs too much. That's a new enchant. Oh, it's a stacking enchant. Okay. Of course, we need efficiency. And then there's arcane, grants 5% damage to creatures on Galatea. I don't think that matters on this, since I think you need a hunt axe? Yeah, I did. I don't know. I'm not going to put it on there because I don't think it matters, but if it does, someone will probably correct me. And then in terms of ultimate enchants, we have, Thistle and First Impression. That doesn't mean we're going to need 2 axes. We're probably going to need 2 axes. I think we'll just start with 1 because I am lazy. It's going to be 200k, and I guess citrine gemstones. Sure. Are they that expensive? They're not that expensive. 20 mil for both of them. And, boosters. All right, I already have a Foraging Wisdom boost on me. It doesn't consume it. And then I also have a Wisdom booster on me. Oh, wait, no, I just grabbed it from my backpack. Never mind. Okay, so I can then apply the Foraging Fortune booster and... Oh, okay, it does consume it. I just had 2 of these. So now we're gonna need a Sweet booster, Luck booster, and Fighting booster. Are there just no Luck boosters on the AH? Because I am not seeing any. Considering I already bought these 2, and we don't talk about this. Okay, well, I have these 2 now, and I suppose I will slap them on there. So how do I get a Luck booster? Are they on the bazaar? I wouldn't think so. No, it doesn't look like it. Well, they don't look like they exist. They probably exist. However, I don't know where they exist. How in the world do I get a luck booster? You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. We don't need it. Now then, what is the meta reforge? I'm just going to go ahead and assume it's the Moonglade Jewel, considering it still gives the 4 foraging wisdom of toil, except it also gives 10 foraging fortune. So I would assume that's the best. And we're also able to start, which costs forest essence, whatever that is. Apparently I had some, and apparently it's also not expensive. It's 5-starred now. I would also like a recom. Thank you very much. And I don't think I'm missing anything. I think that is it. I also believe this armor right here, this fig armor, I believe this is the best armor I can get. And considering it's inexpensive, I will probably just go ahead and buy it. Go ahead and grab the boots, a helmet, a pair of pants, and finally the chest plate. Cool, I have this now. I will now be retiring the whatever this is set. I suppose I might as well max this out. I don't think I need to worry about scuba. I'm pretty sure there is a set for that. I will put on Feather Falling 10 and Sugar Rush. Those 2 are basically required. But other than that, I'm just going to put the required ones on there. And that should be all the enchants. Ultimate enchants, anything of note? Nope, doesn't look like the armor ultimate enchants have changed. So maybe Legion, but I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. So I'm not going to bother. And oh, lovely. We need more boosters. That's going to be fun. Okay, I'll throw the Forging Wisdom one I have on there. And I guess I will buy the rest in bulk when I'm done doing everything that I need to do to these. Reforges. What do I put on this? I think it's groovy. That sounds right. I'll just go ahead and slap that on. And recom. Gemstones. Sure, another perfect citrine. I went ahead and maxed out all the other pieces. Now I just need to go buy some boosters. Okay, I have this. This wasn't tedious at all. Seriously, I wish these were on the bazaar. But let's go into the hex and just go ahead and apply all of these. That side quest is now done. I have all the boosters on, and wait, hold on, I don't think I'm done. There's some equipment grippers. Okay, I have these now. And considering this, I'm assuming it combos with David's cloak. So I guess I max these out. Is there anything particularly interesting I should put on here? I don't actually see anything that grants foraging anything on these. I guess there's no point in reforging these. Yeah, I'm just gonna reforge them. I'm not gonna recom them because I don't know if it's the best set. There could be a better one. If I figure it out, then I'll go recom them later. Oh, there's more boosters. Why is there more boosters? Fine. Surely no more boosters after this. I know there probably will be, but I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Alright, can I get back to chopping trees now? I just want to chop trees. Although the Agatha's contest is definitely over by this point. Did I participate in it? Claim your rewards. Okay, so I get some Heart of the Forest XP, some Forest Whispers, and coupons. And anything I can do with this? Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna need to participate in a lot more contests, but I guess for now we can buy Agatha's power. And now we have 100 Heart of the Forest XP to claim. And now we just need to do some more hunting. So before I go and do that, we should see how good my sweep is now. That is considerably better. I also apparently hit Heart of the Forest Tier 2. Don't know when that happened, but I have that now. Anyway, from what I've seen of the Foraging update, what I'm doing to this tree right now is far from what I can do. I'm pretty sure there is a certain point where I can just kind of knock down half the tree with a single hit. But anyway, I guess on to hunting those whatever they are. So here's the first mob we need to kill. I'm assuming we're gonna need a black hole for this. I'll just place this here. Does my fig stone splitter do... Oh, that was way too much damage. Okay, well, what about my hunt axe? What if I just, you know, throw it over here? I guess so it's on 1 HP, but oh, the black hole ate it. Cool. Hi, hi, how are you? Are you okay? Okay, nice chat. Sure. Anyway, that probably... Oh no, I need to kill 10 of them. Got it. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Task complete. Click to claim. I love 1000 combat experience. That feels so worth it. So I need to find a verdant, which apparently is blue, or it was green. Verdant are green tropical fish found in lakes and rivers. Okay, so I guess I'm colorblind then. Well, there's one of the blue ones. I can't seem to find the green ones for the life of me, though. I have been running around for like a solid 5 minutes. Have not found a single one. They're supposed to be in rivers. However, am I looking in the wrong rivers, or... I don't know. I'm tired. Just give me the green fish. I want the green fishies. Another blue one? I thought they said these were rarer. And there's another one right here. And I guess I finished that one before the one that's supposed to be more common. I just need another 2. I am convinced that the green ones have spontaneously ceased to exist. I can't find them anywhere. Look, there's another blue one. And again, these are supposed to be rarer. Why can't I find the green ones? Wait, is that it? Is that it? Is that the 2 I need? You're telling me they just spawned in the middle of the lake and I wasn't looking there. Click to claim, give me that, and sure, on to chapter 3. And a bunch of these I apparently already have done, which leaves us 3 things. I need to obtain some more fig tree gifts, obtain a shard using a lush lilac bonbon, and catch some frogs. None of those sound too bad. Well, I was chopping the trees that I need for all the tree gifts, and I am now level 470. Yeah, these levels are going incredibly quickly considering how much I slacked off, but I think I'm only 2 tree gifts off now. Only 1 more. What's a good looking tree? Sure, this one. This one looks fine. And there we go. We get 2000 Forest Whispers for that. And now we need to obtain a shard and catch a frog. I think we can multitask those. I believe there is a shard associated with frogs. So I've got this right here. Duration 18 hours. I'll just go ahead and consume that. So apparently I just chase them around until they tire out, which should be relatively simple. Here's a frog. If I just throw well, that's not what I wanted to hit. Frog, can I just like throw a net at you? Is it a net? Do I need to throw a net at you? What about this thing? I guess it's the lasso then? And it just keeps jumping away from me and eventually it stops jumping. Looks like I accidentally loot shared a frog, but if I grab this, we should be able to claim this now and we will only have 1 left. It also looks like I was not able to multitask this. Killing monsters while under the effect of assault, okay. Do I need to like go physically kill things? Like what if I go in here and just slap this? Well, since I don't know what I'm doing, hello tutorial man. What I'm getting from it is that I should be able to just go to a random island, say the Crimson Isle, and as long as I have this effect on, I can just go, I don't know, maybe slap one of these, and it might give me an attribute shard. Okay, yeah, I was right. It just is a random chance of dropping shards from it. And on to chapter 4 we go. I still have the feeling that I don't know what I'm doing. I can claim both of these, and cool, we have some things to do. I've also seen some people running around with this thing, a hunting toolkit. I think I can just put various tools in here, and then it's just a little easier to swap between them. So I'm thinking if I just click on all of these? Well, no, not the fixed stone splitter. Okay, it's only hunting stuff then, which makes sense. And now with this, I can just combine all of my everything into one slot. So yeah, if I just shift and right click, then I can swap between them. That is incredibly handy. So on second thought, instead of doing chapter 4, I'm going to leave this for later since I ended up talking to someone and they recommended that I should probably do some attributes since those are very important and will unlock some more of the game. So first of all, we have salvage old attributes, which I definitely need to do. I have too many of these. So let's throw the chestplate in there, and that's going to give me 128 veteran attributes and 128 magic find attributes, as well as 9 acheive feathers, which those are something, but give me that. Oh, these are not stackable. Okay. But essentially what these do is allow me to add progress to any RNG meter. Now I'm just going to hang on to these since I don't know what I want to use them for. I guess they can go in this backpack, and I will just go ahead and take everything off of the other pieces. Cool. And now my crimson that I specifically maxed out for magic find no longer has magic find. This is so sad. I guess next we'll do tear. This one isn't going to give me quite as many feathers, but it will give me some lifeline and some mana pool. And in total, we're going to get 9 feathers from that. And the aurora is going to give me surprisingly more. I always thought of mana pool, mana regen being kind of cheap, but guess not. And I think that is all the main god rolls I have. I have a couple other god rolls on equipment, but that's about it. And then yeah, I'm not going to get any feathers from these. These are just pretty random attributes. Oh yeah, and I have a bunch of old equipment that needs to have stuff taken off of it. And a lot of this equipment I could probably get rid of since I have a bunch of duplicates just because of attributes, but I will figure that out later. I've now gotten rid of the attributes on all my other pieces. So now we only have the big boy equipment, Dom speed 10, and then more MF vet 10. Which these should give me a couple feathers, or not, I guess. Will you give me feathers? Ah, yes, you will give me feathers. Okay, well, I think it is safe to say I will have the new magic find shard probably maxed out and then some. And now all I have left is just some random attributes, I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, I still have Kutra stuff. Okay. I've also been told what was originally the life regen shard is apparently kind of hard to get, and I had just have one that had life regen 7 on it, and that's going to give me shiny fish shards, which I have been told are hard to get. So I guess good to have a little bit of a head start on that. Okay, and that god roll just gave me 9 acheive feathers, I guess. I was not expecting a lava shell necklace to do that. This one's going to give me 2. This one will also be giving me 2. And I believe these are the last of the attribute stuff that I have. Of course, I'll need to do a quick run through my backpacks, but I think that's it. Yeah, that should be everything. So now if I go into the hunting box, we have a lot of things. And if I sort from highest to lowest, notably 788 apex dragon shards. I don't know if I should mass siphon these, but I will ask around. All right, so this goober standing in front of me doing this just gave me some shards I was missing, because why not? I didn't even ask for this. She just gave me shards. Anyway, I have these now. So if we go into /hunting box, I made sure that this wouldn't be harming me in any way and that I should be fine to do this. I'm going to be mass siphoning 800 shards. Hopefully that should max out a couple attributes. If I click this, what exactly happens? You have 818 shards across 46 different attributes that are not maxed out yet. Do you want to siphon them all? Yes. I went up 2 levels, so that's a good sign. These are all the ones that I have left over, and I'm just going to be hanging on to these for fusions over there. I could sell them and get a couple 100 mil back, but I'm going to keep them for fusions until I have, well, all my attributes maxed. And then if we go to the attribute menu, aha, I am able to see what I have maxed out. I think what we need to do next is just work on some fusions though, / buying shards. I don't know, we'll see. I've been given a little bit of info in terms of hunting, and apparently turning on advanced mode is a very good idea, as it lets me see all the shards I don't have, which is very, very useful. So my plan right now is I want to go look through these and buy any of them that look useful for foraging, and then I kind of want to just finish maxing everything foraging related and then move on to maxing hunting. Chopping trees is what I'm interested in, so let's just see if any of these look useful. Well, this gives foraging fortune, and I would need a galaxy fish shard. Sounds like it would be expensive. That is expensive. Great. Okay, hopefully I don't need that many of these. So if I grab one of those, and then I'm just going to mass siphon again because I've been running around collecting shards. So now we have Yummy 10 and Fancy Visit 1. Am I able to buy more of those? Oh, wait, I need Hunting 20. Never mind. I guess I don't need to worry about that now. And then this looks like something that will be useful for foraging, Beacon Zealot. And I would need 48 shards to max that. And, oh god, okay, I would need 24 Ultimate DNA shards to max that. I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't buy that. That will be horrendously expensive. So I'm going to need Beacon Mite shards. And those aren't too bad. I need 48 of those, which is going to be be 24 mil, and I can shift right click those in. So after looking through everything and buying what I could, I spent roughly 200 mil if I had to guess. I wasn't really keeping track, but this is everything I have. And so now I'm just going to throw them in my hunting box. The very fun process of shift right click. It's very silly. Basically, all of these should give me some like fortune, sweep, etc., various buffs. All of these are related to foraging, and I think there might be some hunting ones shoved in here, but I for the most part ignored everything for hunting. Since I do want to do a lot of these shards myself, I just kind of want to get a kickstart on it. Anyway, some of these I believe are currently locked, but I will get them eventually once my hunting level's up. But for now, mass siphon, give me all of that. Now, would you look at that? We're level 475 now. Only 5 levels off of the new prefix. I am gonna kind of miss my bright red prefix because it matches the YouTube rank, but oh well. And now we have an entire page of completely maxed out attributes. And the rest of these attributes I will get to later. It looks like a lot of work, but I think it is time to go back to doing the Hina quest line, since I want to max as much of foraging as possible as quickly as I can. Though I do also kind of want to see what is my sweep looking like now. Okay, that is way better. I can just knock these trees down. Though there is one last thing I need to get before going back to foraging. As you can see right here, it's this thing, a Jade dragon. I need to get one of these. I don't believe they're too hard to get. It's only like 500 mil, but I need one. She did want to give me the fig stone. I'm not entirely sure why. She said she grinded it out all manually and wanted me to have it so I could buy a Jade dragon. Very nice. Now, I don't actually know where the Jade dragon is, so I will be following. So I assume it's somewhere underwater, or at least I'm guessing. I don't know if I'm actually going to survive this. So it's down here apparently, and I would hope I don't die from the pressure before I get there. Nope, I died from the pressure. I might need a set of diver armor. You know, I forgot I had a bunch of random attribute stuff in the museum. Probably doesn't matter. I might go salvage it later, but what we need is a set of diver, which this will just allow us to survive a little longer. So I will throw that in my wardrobe. I then immediately forgot to unpause my recording while swimming down there. So we're gonna need to buy some main core, which hopefully that isn't too bad. I need 100 of that, not 100. 28 mil, not bad. And whatever a shiniest is. Okay, well, I am now being given a shiniest. It's not expensive, so I don't feel bad about taking it. But yeah, cool, thank you. I'm assuming it was on the AH and I was looking incorrectly. I don't know, am I supposed to build suspense here? I don't know. Building suspense, I'm bad at it. There we go, Jade Dragon, get in my pet menu. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun to level. I can't even put a pet item on it. I don't even get to use one of my mini foraging EXP boosts. Anyway, it is time to break a tree. She said watch it be level 40, but it's only level 10. I've been lied to. Okay, you know what? Let's put a hold on the Hina's quest. I think I have a new mission. Leveling a Jade Dragon to at least level 100 so I can see what it does. I don't even know what it does, and I had spent 500 mil on it. I'm assuming it's the best pet. Probably is the best pet. Should be the best pet, but I don't even know what it does. Anyway, I guess it's time for me to chop trees. At this point, I undeafened in the VC I was in and just started chopping trees. I was then yelled at that I was doing it inefficiently, and I need to go upgrade my beacon. It's a little mini game that when you complete it, everyone on the island gets a fortune buff, and the more people on the island that complete it, the bigger the buff is. And in order to upgrade the beacon, you need something called signal enhancers. Flora gave me 10 of these, as well as a frog pet to EXP share while I was leveling my Jade Dragon, and I then proceeded to spend like the next 30 minutes trying to figure out this beacon because I am stupid. That speed looks like 5, I think. No, that's 4. No, that's 3. There we go. Okay, what the speed makes no sense. Why is the speed not speeding? Okay, look, I don't know what I'm doing. This is like probably speed 2. It's not speed 2. Okay, I've now reached the max level. So I've been running around just chopping trees and killing these little fan flare guys because I needed to get my hunting level up. Because I want to level this guy, I realized I needed a higher hunting level to get some shards. Since this one that I bought gives me extra foraging wisdom, which in turn will let me level my, I'm just gonna call it a Greg. It's gonna feel weird calling it anything else. But yeah, now if we mass siphon, we should get a couple more attributes tier 10, as well as another level. I think the only thing I'm missing is to get hunting skill 20, and that should open up the rest of the shards. But now I should just be getting more foraging XP. My plan now is until I have my Jade Dragon leveled up to 100, I'm just going to be mining the fig trees and clicking on these when I see them, because apparently they are a good way to get forest whispers, and I need a lot of forest whispers. I'm wearing diving armor. I have been foraging in diving armor. That explains why my sweep is so low. Anyways, hopefully as a byproduct of all of this, I can also get up to maybe tier 5 from just mining trees. But whenever possible, I'm going to be trying to upgrade Sweep and Foraging Fortune. And while I've been leveling up my Jade Dragon, I first of all got level 478, but there is Foraging 51. For some reason, it only goes up to 54. Don't know what's up with that. But honestly, I do not regret getting Foraging 50 pre-update at all. This is kind of a massive head start, but I'm currently rapidly approaching level 75. And I completely missed it, but we're already past level 80. Oh, and finally, Heart of the Forest Tier 4, as well as one level off of 480. In Heart of the Forest Tier 4, we have Efficient Forager, which seems like I definitely want that considering I'm leveling a pet. Foraging Madness also looks pretty good. 10 Sweep and 50 Fortune. Yes, please. And we have what looks to be another version of Sky Mole. I definitely don't have enough tokens, but this looks to be the tier when the perks actually get somewhat useful. So I'm just going to go ahead and reset my tree. Apparently, I already have over 500,000 Forest Whispers, so I think I'm doing pretty good for myself. And we're just going to go straight up this, and I have 3 left, and I think right now this is probably the best tree for me. And I think for the most part, I'm just going to be dividing my whispers between Sweep and Foraging XP. So if I upgrade this, I think 2 more times? No, I don't have enough Forest Whispers anyway, but I'm currently sitting at 197 Sweep, which is pretty good. Well, at least for me having started this update yesterday. Oh, there it is. Level 480. I don't even know what did it. I'm assuming it was probably just Forest Whispers that I got XP from, and now I have another 14 XP into it. God, they added so much XP in this update. Okay, for some reason I am just getting nearly constant XP now, like as you can see, a bunch right here, and I'm just kind of hitting things and just getting XP for it. What's happening? And I can claim this too. I'm already at 35 over this. Okay, why am I getting so much XP for simply hitting trees with an axe? I don't know, but look, I just got more XP. And there's level 481. All I did was just claim some contest rewards. I've also been just kind of upgrading things as I get coupons. Nothing really that insane. And there is level 90. Only 10 more to go. My frog has also gotten up to level 60 from XP sharing. So I just realized I entirely forgot about something that is rather important, and that would be this NPC, Rosemary. This is an essence shop, and I should probably max it because it has some useful things in it. For instance, more foraging wisdom, which I definitely need. Foraging Fortune, which is very good. Stronger axes. Basically, all this stuff I should max. I currently have 7.5 thousand, and I'll just see how far that gets me. Well, it got me 2 maxed ones, and a little bit on this one, as well as level 482. And according to Sky Honey, I need 37,708 more essence, which I guess I can just go buy. 37,708, and that is going to be a little under 17 mil. And I should be able to just max the rest of these now. And we are already at level 483, and we still have 1 more to go. And cool, I now have the essence shop maxed, which should just help out my stats a little bit. Level 95, 5 more until I can finally put a pet item on this thing. And there is level 99, just a little more. And there we go. My Jade Dragon has leveled up. I did not manage to catch it, but it is now level 101, which first of all, if I mine another tree, I'm pretty sure it'll just jump to 102. And then yeah, there we go. But now I should be able to take one of these very, very mini Foraging XP boosts that I have that I invested in, and then proceeded to completely forget to sell when the Foraging update came out because, well, I forgot. But if I just click on show my pet, I can go ahead and slap this on here. But now my Jade Dragon has an epic Foraging XP boost, meaning it is going to level way, way faster. And while I'm here, I am so close to maxing out the Forest Hunts milestone. I am 4 off of it because I have just been catching these little fan flares, vampires, all these things. Just whenever I get one, I have been grabbing them, and I am so close to finishing the milestone. So I'm gonna grab this one. There we go. They are kind of finicky, but if I just chop a couple more trees, I should never need to worry about those again. And here is going to be the second to last one. Will I get one from this tree? Looks like no. Here we go, and this should be the last one that I need for the milestone. And there we go. It did not give me the milestone. Did I misremember the amount I need? Knowing me, I probably did. Okay, I need 1 more. Never mind, clicking that thing on the ground did it. Cool, now I should have max Foraging Fortune on my David's Cloak, and I never have to worry about these again. Those are annoying to grab, and I can go back to just straight chopping wood. Speaking of chopping wood, I have been, for the most part, just cutting down fig trees because they're satisfying and easy. But with my new Jade Dragon, it actually has a perk where I get 15 Foraging Fortune and 4 sweep for every digit in my mangrove collection, maxing out at 10 million. And I am only mangrove 5. I have done basically no mangrove. So what the plan is from now is I need to go do some mangrove. So from now on, essentially, I'm going to be only doing mangrove until I hit 10 mil collection. And then that will allow me to use the Jade Dragon perk to its fullest extent, as well as just level it up. I also have way more than enough XP to get to the next foraging level, and probably the one after that if I had to guess, but I have to level that up by doing some collections, and I think there's also a purchasable thing from Agatha's shop, but I just haven't unlocked it. But I can get to the next level by just maxing out my mangrove collection, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if I max it out, +1 foraging level cap. And look at that, we're already at mangrove 6. Something I also need to do, I have been told that I am throwing by not having a hunt trap down, and people told me I should just shove it somewhere in the Crimson Isle. I'm just gonna put it like right here. No monsters can be trapped around here. What about here? What about here? Okay, maybe if I put it over here. Okay, I have no idea how these things work. I'll just ask someone to put it down later. But anyway, I believe the only other thing left on my agenda in terms of major progression while foraging is just the Heart of the Forest getting up to tier 7. Apparently it goes a lot faster past tier 5, and I am currently 80% of the way there. I believe this perk right here is incredibly helpful when it comes to getting Forest Whispers. I've just been told that everything after tier 5 goes way faster. But it is time to get to mining mangrove. Oh, and I didn't even realize this was a collection I got from mangrove, but we have vine sap, which also got me level 484. And when you look at that, we're already at mangrove 8, only 50k more to go. And when you look at that, mangrove 9, that is completely maxed out. We also got the foraging level cap, meaning we are now foraging 52, which that gave me 30 skyblock XP, and now we only have 2 more to go, which I have way more than enough for foraging 53. And I believe I get the last of that from Agatha, so I guess I might as well claim these rewards that I have. And anything interesting that I can buy? Well, I can buy some mangrove fortune. Just gonna invest all my Agatha's coupons into that. And for the most part, I've been maxing this shop myself instead of buying it. And I'm pretty sure Agatha's milestone 4 is what unlocks the next foraging level. And then I think the next one unlocks at 5. So still gonna be a little bit. And my vine sap collection is going way slower than my mangrove collection, but that's to be expected. I wouldn't be surprised if I had about 1 million mangrove by the time I have this maxed. But I do need to get this since this unlocks the best hunt axe, and I'm going to want that for later. I just checked my autumn tree and I am so close to tier 5. I think genuinely just a couple more trees and I'll have it. There we go. I kind of forgot about this. I definitely didn't go AFK for like 20 minutes. But we now have Heart of the Mountain tier 5, where we unlock Center of the Forest, which we get for free, and that's just 25 skyblock XP. And we have an additional 3 tokens. Oh, and level 2 looks pretty good. And I just have enough whispers for that. That gives me an extra 5% sweep. Yes, please. And we get another level, 485 to 486. And I'm thinking I should probably invest some Forest Whispers in number 3 as well. +20 Forest Whispers per tree gift, and +2 Forest Whispers per fig/mangrove log cut. That is going to add up. In fact, I think that is worth resetting my tree just to invest in that. Anyway, get my tree all the way back up, and give me tier 3. Oh my god, okay, and tier 4 is just another 10% sweep. You know what? Sure, we don't need Whispers anyway. Why don't you look at that, level 487. And then tier 5 is just an extra token of the forest, which I don't really need right now. And I think what I'm gonna do is just put my extra 3 tokens up into Tree Whisperer, and that will just help me get even more Forest Whispers. And with that, I'm just gonna kind of spread out my Forest Whispers, upgrade what I can. My sweep is sitting at 348 now, which is considerably better, so I don't think I need to worry about that too much. So I think I'm gonna go into mostly Efficient Forager and Foraging Fortune. Apparently Fortune is incredibly important, but hopefully the Whispers will start to rack up incredibly quickly. And there is Vine Sap 7. Only 2 more tiers to go. Also, I've only been at it for another 20 or so minutes, but I'm already at another 80,000 Forest Whispers, which while I don't think that's amazing, that is way better than I was doing. And there's Vine Sap 8. And would you look at that? I finally maxed out my axe. I have mined 200,000 logs, and I now get 20 extra sweep. My absorb is still only 7 though, and I don't think I'm going to be getting that anywhere close to max. And there is the max Vine Sap collection, meaning the only thing I'm missing collection-wise is sea loomies. And I'm not really sure what to do next. Currently, my mangrove collection is 560k, so I think what I will do is get that up to 1 million so that I can buff the perk a little bit more and then worry about 10 million later once my tree is a little better. But after that, I'm not sure. I will have to figure some things out. 750k, just claim something from Agatha, and that is Jade Dragon level 110. Honestly, these levels are going way faster than I thought. And there we go, I finally hit 1 mil. That took me long longer than I would have liked, but what can you expect? But now that I have the extra stats from the pet, I think what I want to do is start going for Heart of the Forest tier 7. I'm about 20% of the way through tier 6 right now, and this may take a while, but I think it's very doable. I think what I'm going to be doing during this is I'm going to go back to chopping fig, because I will just get more whispers overall for that, because I'm able to chop just more wood more quickly. Because like, as you can see, I can just knock down this tree incredibly quickly. And because there is just overall more logs that I'm cutting, I'm going to be getting more forest whispers, which will help me max out the tree a little faster. And with a more maxed out tree, I can then go back and finish mangrove a bit more efficiently. I believe there is also an attribute shard somewhere where I need 10 million fig collection and it gives me some stats. There's also one for mangrove, but I just don't like mangrove as much. Oh yeah, here it is. Grants plus 10 fig fortune for every digit in your fig log collection, max 10 mil collection. So eventually I do need to get 10 mil on both collections. But before I continue doing that, I figured I should go through Hina's questline again, since this will give me some Heart of the Forest XP, some hunting experience, just generally a lot of useful things, and I am way past chapter 4 in terms of gear right now. I need to collect some sea loomies, which for that I will want to put on some diver armor, and I'm pretty sure I can just go down here and I just slap them. That's it, I just slap them. There's probably a more efficient way to do this, but I don't know. Oh, would you look at that? We got a collection level up. That's so cool. I definitely don't need 5,000 of those. Anyway, there is the quest done. I will go ahead and claim that. And now I need to catch salmon and cod, which for that I'm going to want a fishing net. And where is a salmon or a cod? I will take either. Oh, there's both right here. And I'm assuming I just throw the fishing net at it and eventually I'll get it. Keep spinning and cool. I got some shards. I'm not sure how many of those I need. Following the rest of the quest line, I would assume probably 5. And I just finished it. And yeah, it was 5. I can go ahead and grab that. And now let's get salmon. And I'm assuming I just throw the fishing net at these guys as well. And eventually it'll just do things. Things are appearing over it. And I'm assuming that's all good. Cool. I threw a fishing net at it and eventually it got exhausted. Very nice. And that is both done now. Claim that, and all we have to do is fish up a wet wing. And the requirements for that are just anywhere in the water in Galatea. I suppose this spot works as well as any. And do I not have a 100% sea creature chance? I do not. That is concerning. I have not fished in a very long time. And I got the wet wing. It rides a chicken. Anyway, we should be good to move on to chapter 5. And I already have a bunch of stuff done in here. Yeah, I can already claim just most of this. I suppose we'll start with catching a Oralot. Those should be the axolotls. And I guess I just need to stand next to it and stay still. It's down to yellow now if I just throw a fishing net at it. This doesn't seem to be working. Where is that guy that tells me how to catch things? No, you do have to stand still. So I was right. I'm just doing something wrong or not standing there long enough. And I'm assuming it's a fishing net. They are in the water. So if I just stand next to this guy for an extended period of time, will I be able to catch you? Looks like yes. The last one I need is over there, but it keeps just moving away from me. Hopefully it stays still right there. And there we go. And what do we want to do next? I guess we can catch however you pronounce that shards. I believe that is those shulkers that are around. From what I know, you stand on them and then they get angry. And then what we have to do is just hit the projectile back at them. Cool. Now I just need to find one more, I think. There's one right here. And now we just slap the projectile back, or I'm floating now. I guess I'm floating now. All right, I'm going to win this time, or I'm not going to because apparently I didn't hit that. This time I'm going to move up here and then hopefully I'll be above it. Yippee. All right, what else do we have? I need to obtain a shard, only obtainable from a fusion, and fish a flex bone in the tomb floodway. I'm not sure where that is, but I have a guess. Well, this is a tomb. And here's the tomb floodway. Apparently this is a treasure catch, so I probably want to be using a hermit crab. I believe that is the treasure pet. And there we go. I caught a flex bone, whatever that is. Oh, you craft fishing nets with them. And now we are onto the fusion machine. I don't know of something that is fusion only off the top of my head, but I can probably find one. This is the first one I clicked on, and I think this is fusing only. So we need a sea serpent shard with a water category and epic or higher. So I guess I can buy one sea serpent shard. And now I need something in the water category that is epic or higher. This looks like it would be a water type. I'll just grab that and then we can add both of these to the hunting box. However, I am not seeing them. They are in my hunting box, but they're not in my fusion machine. Oh, wait, I think this is because I need 5 shards. That would make more sense. I actually already have some water hydra ones, which I'm pretty sure meet the requirements. So I suppose I will just siphon this alligator one, and then sea serpent I'll need another 4 of. Give me that for 3.5 million coins. Now they should be showing up. Ah, yes, they will be showing up. If I click that in, we will get Naga shards, which I will go ahead and take that. And I was right, that is fusion only, meaning we have finished chapter 5 and can move on to chapter 6. We also apparently leveled up to 488. We don't have quite as many done on here, and I think this is probably where I'm supposed to be, considering I am not Agatha level 4 yet, so I'm going to be stuck on this for a while. I suppose I'll just go ahead and do whatever looks easy. I decided to start in the quest to obtain 100 shards using a lilac bonbon. When you're killing mobs that have a shard tied to them, and you have a lush lilac bonbon active, you have a 1% chance to get that shard from the mob you kill. There's also another way to do this via charming. There's some attributes that give you a chance to charm a shard when you kill a mob, and salts and charms do roughly the same thing. You get shards from killing mobs with both. However, only the salts count towards the quest, so getting 100 was going to be painful to say the least. I thought it wouldn't be bad. It was bad. I started in the spider's den because I needed the bestiary anyway, and figured that since the spiders were so plentiful, it wouldn't take long to get done. Turns out it only comes from one specific type of spider, and there were just a ton of people in the spider's den that day. So I ended up moving on to killing chill blades and chill shots. I ended up completely maxing the bestiary for those, and only had 21 out of the 100 I needed. So I moved on to doing lapis zombies since that was another bestiary I needed, and it had a shard tied to it. I also gave up on them after a while since I realized ghosts would probably be my best bet since they are so plentiful, and again, I needed ghost bestiary anyways. This actually ended up taking me so long that I had to carry it into the next day. After the first day, I had gotten through 60 of the 100 shards, and it only took me a couple more hours to finish up the last 40. Overall, that quest sucked. And for the next task, I would need some hunt traps. I needed to collect 5 shards from them, so I ended up crafting the max hunt traps I had available, and actually figured out where to place them this time. And while I was on the topic of crafting, I decided to upgrade my lasso, just so fan flares would be a little less of an annoyance. Next up was collecting some shards from Strider Surfers. For this, I just used my hunt axe in a black hole, and it went by pretty quickly. Next, I needed to become a temple patron, which for that, I needed to align these tiles on the floor, and then make a small donation. After that, murder was on the agenda. I needed to kill some drowns. Really nothing more than that. All I did was just brutally beat them to a pulp with my axe. Very humane. I then needed to find a piranha, which can be accomplished by fishing in the Moonglade Marsh, and now fusing into an elemental shard. Very simple, I already had everything on me. And finally, I needed to complete tier 10 of Brian's challenge. This was not hard at all. I had way more than enough EHP to do it, and I got a free talisman out of it. Now all that was left to do was to wait for my hunt traps to actually catch something. And while waiting for that, I was going to make the final push to Agatha level 4. However, when I claimed my latest contest, it was actually enough to push me over the edge. And while I was there, I decided I might as well increase my foraging level. All I had left to do now was wait. And since I had nothing else going on, I went back to chopping fig trees. And running around chopping trees for a couple hours, and progression is significantly slowed down. I am making my way up to tier 6, but it is slow progress. But what I do have is 300,000 forest whispers, which will allow me to get the max level in center of the forest, which will also level me up to 490 if I go ahead and click that. It appears the XP hasn't updated. I think I have some XP in my bestiary. Yeah, I do. So if I claim that, will that update it? That did update it. And there we go. Level 490. Now I am only 10 levels off of my goal. I ended up just going to bed, and it is now the next day. And when I logged back on, all of my traps have some burning soul shards. So if I just go ahead and claim all of these, oh, I think I have to place the traps back down. That's fine. But just grab all of these, and then we should be done with Hina chapter 6. If I claim this, that's going to be 1.5 thousand hunting experience. And then we're going to get 10,000 Heart of the Forest XP, which is pretty good. Some random shards, and 30 Skyblock XP. And a bunch of tasks just completed on chapter 7. But with that, I'm 81% of the way to tier 6. Anyway, now that I'm no longer time gated, we can just start working on chapter 7. So let's go ahead and claim the ones we have. So just the armor, reaching 200 sweep, find a beacon mite, catch an invisibug, bug, and yeah, various shards, and find a tree the fish. I have found more than just one. I have 3. I've been told that these fish ones kind of suck. Tree the fish is not bad. Fish the fish is terrible. And mob the fish, I haven't really heard much about it. I'm assuming it's probably kind of bad, but sort of not really. But now that I have this unlocked, I want to start working towards these. First thing on the agenda was getting another 63 mangrove tree gifts. Nothing complicated there, just chop trees. And the next couple tasks I wanted to work on were water hunting related. So before getting to those, I decided to max my sea loomies collection so I could make a better fishing net. Maxing this collection took me longer than I would like to admit, and partway through I ended up crafting abyssal armor just so I could stay underwater for a little longer, but I did eventually get it done. And now all I needed to do was craft up a turbo fishing net, which was surprisingly expensive. It cost me nearly 50 million coins, which isn't a ton, but it seemed like a lot for a fishing net, but oh well. Now it was time to catch some loomy squids. They are in a very deep area of the lake, so that abyssal armor that I made actually helped a lot. Even with it, I could only get 1 or 2 loomy squids down there before dying, but as I only needed 10, it wasn't a big deal. After this was shellwise. They are kind of rare and very competitive, so I just had to lobby hop until I found a lobby where one was alive, and I needed to repeat this several times. This part of the quest ended up taking me around 30 minutes. Next up, it was time for joy dive shards. These are significantly more common, just kind of annoying, because you have to hit them with your fishing net and then follow them to whatever hole they decide to crawl into to actually collect them. Spikes are also in the category of being simple, common, and annoying. You actually need the max fishing net for these, because the other ones won't have enough range to do this, but you have to stand as far away as you can so they don't notice you, and chuck your fishing net at it until it dies. Now, I was going to max out a foraging attribute, but I had already maxed out all of them other than Spike, and it did not count for Hina Chapter 7. I found out later there's actually a bug associated with this, so I moved on to fusing something with a chameleon. Chameleons are shards that are a rare drop from tree gifts, and when you fuse them with another shard, it'll give you the next 3 IDs after that shard as a result. Every shard has an ID tied to it, and say for instance you fuse 39, it'll give you 40, 41, and 42. Before maxing this though, I was told I should max out my crocodile attribute, since I believe this effect of giving you extra shards from fusions on a rare chance does apply to chameleons, and I decided my shard of choice to use with the chameleons was going to be a molethorn, since with that I could combine it into a starborn shard. However, when I bought one, I realized I actually needed hunting 20 to be able to fuse it, and the easiest, fastest way I thought to do that was just go kill some ghosts next to a black hole. I was already pretty close to hunting 20 at this point anyway, so it didn't take very long. The 5 molethorn shards I was going to need for this fusion cost me nearly 100 mil, and I figured it would be worth it. I took advice from a friend who said, yeah, you should just fuse everything into a starborn. Those are generally very hard to get. However, I should not have taken advice from an Iron Man on this, because they do not take cost into perspective. I spent 100 mil to fuse this, and starborn is worth 50 mil. I would have been way better off just using some cheap shard, because I wasted 50 mil on this. After that fusion, I went ahead and just mass siphoned everything I had in my hunting box, since there were a bunch of shards that required hunting 20, and since I had that now, I figured I might as well. One of those shards is the spike attribute, which is the very last forest shard I was missing, and I decided just to go for a Hail Mary and see if getting that to the max would finish the quest for it. Turns out it did, and the bug was just completing all the attributes before hitting Chapter 7. And the next thing I needed to do was to purchase a shiniest from Agatha. However, I need to be Agatha level 5 for that, so it was back to general progression for me. And after several hours, here is Heart of the Mountain Tier 6, as well as level 492. Now before I go check out what I have in Tier 6, I want to go ahead and just claim all the contests I've done in that time, which is 9. Jade Dragon also levels up to 130 off that, but with that we are 50% of the way to Tier 5. So just a little longer, and by that I mean a lot longer. I'm going to be chopping trees for so long. But I guess let's see if there's anything interesting in Tier 6. So gain more combat stats on Galatea, more forest essence, which I don't need. Gain 0.2% of your total speed as foraging fortune and sweep. That seems like it's good. I'm going to put a token into that. Hunter fortune, which I might invest into just so I can get some more Invisibug shards. And then same thing as speed, but for string. There's also Maniac Slicer, which seems to be just a reskin of Maniac Miner. But honestly, I'm not sure if that's worth it. It might genuinely just be better to go into forest speed and forest strength. I will have to ask around though. So for now, this is the tree I've come up with, going straight up and then across pretty much the entirety of Tier 6 and back down to hit lottery and foraging madness. Now this means I don't have Tree Whisperer, which is going to kind of suck, but eventually I will be able to perk into that once I get T7, so I don't think that's going to be a big deal to go without it for now. Now the ability is for the most part kind of optional. It is better, but I know a lot of people don't actually run it. But I am here for the min-maxing, so I will be trying to run it. I was able to get both of these to level 24, and I will just be investing pretty much all my Forest Whispers into this from now on. Now, to use this correctly, I will need to change some things about my setup. Forest Strength caps out at 1000, and Forest Speed caps out at 500. And I want to be using mana reforges for this. Whether I use Sided or Bazaar, I'm not sure. If that minus 115 strength becomes a problem, I will just swap to Sided. It's not a huge deal. And I'm currently sitting at 425 strength, which is not great. So first of all, what I can do is apply a different reforge to all of these. And that is going to be strengthened. It's just going to give me a little bit extra strength. And same goes for all this equipment. And I believe if I recom this, it will actually give me a little extra, so might as well waste some money. Yeah, 10 mil for a singular strength. That feels incredibly worth it. But anyway, I have this now. And that has brought my strength up to basically none at all. Great. One other thing I can do is apply hot potato books to my axe, as well as with fumings, and that will give me 30 extra strength. I can also slap an Art of War on there, which will give me another 5 strength. And that is going to leave me just under 500. Well, we are definitely going to need to go unsighted, and that is going to bring me up to a little under 600. So let's see what I can do with tunings. And with every single one of my tunings in strength, I only have 771. Anyway, on second thought, I don't think I'm going to be able to use mana reforges. Put me on forceful, pretty please. Oh yeah, great. Now I am way over 1000. Actually, maybe if I use demonic, that might be a little better. And I throw some points into strength, since I don't want to go completely overboard and do too much. I don't think that's going to work either. Well, I do get over 1000, though it does appear my combat stats get increased a little bit while I'm on Galatea. So it might actually be worth it to throw some things into Galatea's might, which will just make getting these combat stats a little easier. So on second thought, I think I'm going to drop the Maniac Slicer until I'm at tier 7 and have enough Whispers to max out basically this entire row. Since I won't be able to get an accurate representation of what my stats are going to look like until I have this perk maxed out, I decided this is what my tree is going to look like until 7, then I can worry about min-maxing 3 different combat stats. I also went through and found out that Slender gives me some strength and some speed, and my tunings are looking like this, which easily gets both to max. So now it is time to chop more trees, just marginally more efficiently. And would you look at that, I randomly hit level 493. Yay! Honestly, they made XP too easy to get in this update. And finally, I'm 75% of the way there. This is taking way too long. I've been here for hours upon hours upon hours, but I suppose I can stay a little longer. I just finished up an Agatha's contest, and I think what I have here, I have 15 unclaimed rewards. I'm pretty sure this will get me to tier 5. If I go ahead and bulk claim all of this, we surprisingly only get 1 Starland prize, but there we go. Agatha level up to level 5. And from claiming all of that, we get a bunch of Forest Whispers as well as 13,000 Heart of the Forest XP. And I'm curious how close I am to 7. Oh wow, only 60% of the way there. That's taking way too long. But anyway, now that this is maxed, I should be able to go into the shop, and I guess first of all, I will buy Agatha's power, and then I'll also be able to get the very last foraging level cap. I don't think I have enough stuff for this. I have enough Starland prizes, but I'm assuming I am out of Agatha's tickets. Very much so. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy a full inventory of that and shove it into my sacks. So now we can get a foraging level cap, and that should be the max, which it is. And we've also now finally unlocked the thing I need to complete Hina's quest. This shiniest, which for that I will need to purchase another 13 Starland prizes, and apparently these are not on the bazaar. That makes sense. Now that I've purchased all 13 that I need, I have 20. And I will be buying a shiniest and throwing it into the water because I don't want it. Anyway, another task done. Though while I am over here, I do have the max talisman variant unlocked now, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab that, as well as throw a recom on it. And that is a new epic talisman that also gives me a little bit of fortune. That can go straight in my accessory bag. And now I only have these 3 to worry about. This one is just going to happen passively, so I'm not really caring, but I still need to find a fish the fish, a mob of the fish, and show 15 different fish to coral. These 2 are going to take quite a while, so I'm going to go ahead and see how much I can get done on this. I never visited this NPC for the quest line, but this is someone I need to give a bunch of fish to. And if you have ever visited my island, you would know about the fish chest. We don't talk about the fish chest. Why do I have a fish chest? Yes. Anyway, I have a bunch of fish, so I'm just gonna grab a copy of all of these, and there are probably more than 15 unique ones in here. Yeah, I had way more than 15 unique ones. I probably could have gone gone up to 20 if I grabbed all of these out of the item showcases. Anyway, back on Galatea. We only get Skyblock XP up until the 15th fish, which is just fine by me. I don't care about respiration. I'm assuming if I just click on these in my inventory... Oh man, it's gonna co-op soulbind my fish? Okay with that? Sure. I mean, I guess I still get to keep them and put them in the fish chest, but fine, you can have my fish. Apparently she is not interested in egg the fish, so I will need to grab a different one, but all of these should be fine. And after all of that, we hit level 494 and our 30 XP over. I will need to grab one more to donate though. You know what? Sure, I'll throw the obscenely rare one in there that makes Ironman cry. And there we go. Give me my 3 XP. But that is that quest done. And now I do actually get some fish, which to say the least will be a pain in my ass. I have been told that the most efficient way to get this is just fish. So I'm going to be maxing out my fishing attributes. I figured some sea creature chance would be nice because I am missing a little bit since I never leveled up that shard. And I will be shift left clicking to level up all of them. Fisherman would also probably be useful just so I can spend less money on bait. Gonna need 96 of these. And I think those are the only other ones I'm going to need. I guess I might as well just mass siphon since I already have some shards I need to consume anyway. And would you look at that, 31 free Skyblock XP, that's so cool. But now I have an additional 10% chance to not consume any bait. I asked my guild what the meta for this was, and I was told that fishing normally is completely fine. I always thought it was treasure fishing, but you know what, if they say so, I will fish normally. I might be here for a while. Overall, it wasn't so bad, took me a couple hours. I just put some H-Bomber guy videos on my second monitor, and then right-clicked until the cap filled up, killed, repeat. I ended up getting off for the night, and the next day I came back and got something I wasn't expecting. I'm going to be real, I had my microphone unplugged when I got this, but that is one of two now. I also found out that apparently my guild lied to me. I looked up Fish the Fish on the wiki. My guild said you could just get it from regular fishing, but turns out I was right. It is, in fact, treasure fishing, and it is a 1 in 2,000 from a great catch. So that's going to be fun in the not at all kind of way. Anyway, there is Mob the Fish done, and when I logged on earlier, I ended up getting the obtained 25 shards from Hunt Trap done, and I can claim that as well. And now we only have Fish the Fish to do. So my goal here is I want to increase my treasure chance as much as possible, so we are probably not going to be wearing Magnalord. Apparently, Abyssal Armor gives you some treasure chance, but there's gotta be an easier way to do this. I mean, Hunter Armor gives you Trophy Fish chance, so is the meta genuinely just wearing Abyssal Armor? That would be kind of funny. Though if my stats are too low, I may end up just wearing Magnalord anyway, just so I can have 300 speed. And there is an area around here somewhere. Yeah, right here. The Tomb Floodway, I believe, gives me extra treasure chance. And apparently there are just no sea creatures here. So I guess I'll just try to figure out what kind of setup is going to make this go the fastest. First off, I'm going to be buying 32 moray eel shards for 20 mil, and I will be consuming those. What this does is just gives me an extra chance to fish up some attribute shards, and I figured if I'm just going to be sitting here fishing for hours, I might as well just max that out, since that will just be extra shards over time. Well, I think this is about as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna be running with full Abyssal Armor. I didn't actually need to make any changes to it. With my current set, I still get 300 fishing speed, so I can just use basically clean Abyssal and it doesn't matter. And then we are also going to be running a Hermit Crab, and this just gives me a higher chance for great and outstanding catches, which is what I want. And other than that, the rod parts weren't super useful. I would use a treasure hook, but this place already gets rid of mobs. I put it on there anyway, because why not? And then a speedy line, because also why not? And then stingy sinker, because it's good. And now the bait I'm going to be using is treasure bait, which is going to be about 3.5 million per inventory of it, which is not too bad. Some of you might be saying golden bait is better, which is correct. Golden bait is in fact better. However, if I were to buy an entire inventory of that, that would be 88 mil. So that is just way too expensive for what I'm doing. So now it is time for me to sit here for however many hours. I have heard anywhere from 4 to 6 and just hope I get lucky. Okay, great catch. Swamp the fish. That's the wrong fish. That's the wrong fish. You're telling me I can get another fish from this? That's the wrong fish. I don't even want it. Get out of my inventory. I don't need you. I don't want you. Okay. Alright. Okay. Turns out the requirements to get this fish are basically exactly the same, except it's twice as rare. It's twice as rare! I haven't even been fishing for all that long. I've been at this for maybe like 45 minutes to an hour, but that just feels like a slap to the face. Like, that's just insulting. Okay, so quickly, I realized I've been kind of throwing. As you can see, I searched shiny. There is something you can get from fishing called shiny fish. It is a new attribute. At base, it gives you this, help from above. However, you need a ton of these for fusions for some very, very hard to get shards. For instance, I believe you need them for starborn shards, and I haven't been getting any despite having fished for probably around 2 hours at this point, and I'm pretty sure it's because I don't have this attribute. I think you need this attribute to actually be able to fish them at all. I just thought it was kind of rare from just regular fishing, but no, I think you need this attribute. I would need 24 molten fish shards, although I think it will probably just be cheaper to fuse them. So fusing them with the kraken shard and water category, which I believe I have an insane amount of kraken shards. No, I was thinking of apex dragon, never mind. Well, in that case, let's see how expensive it is. Kraken is significantly cheaper. How much is it for 5 of them? So it's just fusing that with any water category, and I don't think the water category is going to be the expensive part. I probably have everything for that already, and insta-buy on molten fish shards is almost exactly the same price as it would be to fuse it. Okay, I will just buy it then and not go through the effort. 49 mil, okay. I think it will pay off eventually, because if I am at this for a while, shiny fish shards are useful and expensive, so I guess this is something I have now. A 1% chance. That was worth 50 mil. Anyway, back to it. And there we go. There's my first shiny fish shard. That actually didn't take that long. I'm thinking this may pay itself off. I mean, they're not worth that much, but I do need a lot of them. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Well, that went quickly. I have a fish the fish now. Genuinely, that only took like 2.5 hours. I was expecting that to be way worse. I have heard horror stories about this thing. Like people being stuck for 8 to 10 hours and oh my god, okay, I have this. Anyway, that can go in here. Also, yes, I kept the swamp the fish after realizing how rare it is. Anyway, from all of that, I got a bunch of flex bones, which apparently that's roughly 20 mil. I got some wet books, as well as a bunch of shards that I will just go ahead and put into my hunting box. But the main goal has been done. I can claim this, and we are now done with Chapter 7. This is going to be giving me 20,000 Heart of the Forest XP, a minuscule amount of Forest Whispers, 35 Skyblock XP, and a bunch of shards, the most notable being a chameleon. I will just go ahead and claim that. There we go. And Hina congratulates me, but we are now done with one of the more annoying parts of this update. So now I can kind of just do whatever I want. So I would say what I want to do is finally grind out Heart of the Forest Tier 7. But before we do that, there is something I do want to do. If we go into the David Cloak's milestones, there is an attribute menu milestone, which this is how I get the David's Cloak to Mythic, which mine is currently only Legendary. And also, this is going to give me a bunch of sweep if I max it out. Also, how did I get this to Legendary? I don't even have the thing for it unlocked. But I want to go ahead and spend some money and max this out, just so I can have as much sweep as possible going for Heart of the Forest Tier 7. So for this, all I need to do is unlock new attributes, which is pretty easy all things considered. I will just go ahead and mass siphon what I have, and now I guess I will go in order of whatever is the least expensive. Sky Honey once again being the GOAT, and having attributes listed cheapest to most expensive, and a button that allows me to automatically search it on the bazaar. I love Sky Honey. It is so cool. Went ahead and purchased one of everything on the first page, and let's just see how far this gets me. And if I just go ahead and mass siphon, that's going to be 18 shards, also 18 Skyblock XP and level 496. And that got me all the way up to 25. So it's going to be a decent bit more. That is another entire page gone through. And once again, we are just going to mass siphon them. Another 18 XP. And let's see, does that get me to max? Oh, nowhere even close. Great. I went up 1. Okay, man, I really do need a lot of these. So I did one previous mass siphon, and I have 18 more shards to unlock, and I think this will do it. Again, another 18 Skyblock XP, but I think that is it. Yep, max level reached. And now we should have a lot more sweep on the David's Cloak. It's also mythic now. And so with my full foraging setup on, my current sweep is going to be 549. It is improving quite a lot. Let's just see, how much of this tree can I knock down? That's not that much different than normal, to be honest. I like to think it's better, though. Now time to sit here for realistically another 5 to 6 hours until I get Heart Heart of the Forest tier 7. This will be fun. 80% of the way there. 90%. And there's 95%. This is taking way too long. And now that I'm nearly at 98%, I have finally hit 10 mil collection on fig logs. Meaning I think it is time for me to move back to mangrove and try to hit 10 mil on that. I still will need to chop more fig trees just so I can get this milestone done. But for the time being, I think hitting 10 mil mangrove collection is more important. So for the rest of trying to get Heart of the Forest 7, I will be mining mangrove. 99%. I'm currently at 99.8% and an Agatha's contest just finished. So if I claim this, I think it might get me to Heart of the Forest 7. I was right. And that is going to give me 2 tokens of the forest and 130 Skyblock XP. Although it looks like it didn't update. But either way, I already know that one of them is going to be going into Maniac Slicer. And I've been told that every single one of the perks in tier 7 is basically useless or doesn't work. So I will not be worrying about them. Now I only have 1 token left and I would like to put it into Early Bird. However, that requires 250 gifts for some reason. When this perk over here, I can just, you know, go up and down, but you know, this perk I can't go up and down because that makes sense. And other than that, there aren't any particularly useful perks for me to put this last thing into. I don't know. I guess I'll put it into half full because I have nothing else to put it into. And let me see if I can update my XP real quick. I can just throw this into Galatea's Might, and I think that will, yep, that updated it. And now I am level 498. And now I don't really have anything foraging related to do. Of course, there's still some really minor things, but I'm gonna need to go somewhere else for the rest of the XP. And well, I guess there are attributes which are pretty major, but those aren't only foraging, so I'm not going to count it. But my first idea is I am missing this set in the museum, and I guess I can go ahead and donate it. Go into armor sets and throw that in there for a measly 3 Skyblock XP. And I suppose the next best place to get some XP is just maxing out my MP again. I'm missing a couple new talismans, none of which are horrendously expensive, so I suppose I might as well get them. First of all, the respiration artifact, although I wonder if buying a pre-recon one is cheaper. It is not. So I will go ahead and grab that. And we're also going to need a large fishbowl. And then there is also the tarantula ring, but I believe that is an upgrade to the tarantula talisman, which I already have. Which for that, I am going to need a stack of tarantula silk, which seems to be the bulk of the price, as well as a tarantula catalyst, as well as a digested mosquito, and finally a stack of soul string. And that will give us a tarantula ring, which is apparently a mythic accessory, but whatever mod I have giving these backgrounds kind of sucks at updating. Next up is going to be the rune blade artifact, and I managed to drop an auto recon rune blade talisman, so I will just be upgrading that. And for that, oh, it's one of these. Well, maybe I shouldn't have thrown all of these out then. No one is auctioning runeblade talismans anyway, so I guess I will have to go grind out the materials manually to make this into the ring, which should take all of 5 seconds. They are really common. And there we go. That is the last talisman I need. So I believe if I throw it in the top left, it should keep its recon, which it does. And now I just need to buy a bunch of rings. And I can go ahead and claim all 8 of these. And again, if I throw the recon one in the top left, and surrounded with these, we get the runeblade artifact. Next up is going to be the pressure artifact for 15 mil. And lastly, I need an emperor's artifact, which is crafted with 64 emperor's skulls. That seems ridiculous. I'm guessing they decreased the drop rate. I guess no one is fishing on Galatea. Okay, you know what? I'm given contraband for a reason, and that reason is to waste money. So this is another one of those talismans that's kind of like the treasure ring or artifact or whatever that is, where I just need to craft a bunch of little things and then craft into bigger things. For this, I'm going to need 4 Emperor's Rings, which is crafted from a bunch of Emperor's Skulls. Essentially, I'm going to be doing a lot of quick crafting, and that is everything. And we can throw all this in here, and we'll be getting an Emperor's Artifact. That seems like way too much money for what it is, but sure, whatever. And now I can just throw a recom on all of these that I don't have recommed already, including the Sea Emperor's Artifact, which will be another thing that I can enrich. Just need to buy a magic mind enrichment, and I can slap that in the anvil with this, and I should have max enrichments again. And now comes the fun time of reorganizing my accessory bag. Luckily, most of these are epic, so I can just shift click them in here, and then put the blue ones back in, get rid of these, put the green ones back in, and I think that's max MP, 1839, and I got up to 63 out of 100 XP with that. Actually, I never finished the soul campfire. And I'm pretty sure this thing goes up to mythic, so I should be doing that. This might take a second. And we just got the first rarity upgrade, and I'm still not really taking much damage from this. It is getting to the point where I can't out-regen it anymore, but I don't think that's really going to be a problem. Okay, I'm getting the feeling I might die on the next one. Well, okay. Give myself absorption and use this thing. Okay, I'm definitely going to die. I cannot out-heal this. Okay. Well, I've got full mastiff, so let's see how far that can get me. Oh, this thing does percentage damage. Okay, that's not going to help me here. I suppose trying to cheese it with Wither Cloak it is. Can I just walk onto it? I heard something about patching that. Oh, I can't just walk onto it. I guess they did not patch Wither Cloak cheesing it. I think this one is going to upgrade it. It did. Anyway, we keep going. I'm assuming this one also goes to 30. I'm at 25 right now, so hopefully this shouldn't be too bad. I have a ridiculous amount of mana, so I don't think Wither Cloak cheesing this is going to be a problem. And now I'm burning to death through my Wither Cloak? Did they disable it at 25 or something? Or is there just like some kind of timing I'm missing? No, it's just killing me through my Wither Cloak. I also just realized I never claimed this pressure artifact that I bought. I was wondering why I was missing it. I guess I will recom that and throw it in my accessory bag. Okay, you know what? I wonder. For some reason, I thought I could not recom this, but oh yeah, I think I can just recom it. I guess I don't need to finish this. Okay, yeah, it's just mythic now. That is the max rarity. And I'm pretty sure all that finishing this is going to do is give me 6 defense while burning, which I don't think I care about. So I suppose it is time to buy a Magic Vine Enrichment once again, slap it on there, and I can throw it in my accessory bag. And all of my personal compactors and deleters are actually on page 4 now. Yeah, there are 3 entire pages of accessories. That's kind of neat. But now I have 1,865 magical power. I suppose the next thing I can do, since I won't be able to get this to 200 before I hit level 500, is level up this frog pet to level 100 to get a little bit of extra pet score. It really shouldn't take that long. I've just been XP sharing it. So if I just enable show my pet, and I can go ahead and grab this Catechus feeder, and I'll just buy 2 ultimate carrot candies, and we will see how far this gets me. All the way up to level 97. And the rest of the levels should go relatively quickly, just mining mangrove. So give me 1 second. There's level 98, level 99. This is taking a little longer than I thought it would, but it's still not horrible. And there is level 100. And now that I have this, I should just be able to unequip it and re-equip it and get some Skyblock XP. Only 3, but I will take it. Now I could very easily get the rest of the XP by just buying out attributes, but that seems like the lazy way out, and I want to try to get something harder to get, or at the very least something that's not attributes. So I guess I will look through my ways to level up and see if I'm missing anything easy. Well, I'm missing 4 levels on hunting, which is just 40 XP, so that should be pretty simple to do. I'm also missing 30 XP from fairy souls. I entirely forgot about these things, and I'm missing a fast travel apparently. Let's see, what does this take? It is just mangrove logs and enchanted ender pearls, which I have both of. Give me that XP. I don't believe it updated again. Okay, well, let's go to hub and see if it updates. It did in fact update. I am level 499 now. I'm also apparently missing 5 XP for talking to Mulbert. I don't know who Mulbert is, but I had that 100%ed previously, so I'm assuming it's something on Galatea. Okay, so apparently Mulbert was on the jungle island, and I just never talked to them. I just went to Galatea and completely ignored this guy. I guess I will do their quests now and get 5 Skyblock XP. This was supposed to be a precursor to the entire update, and I just didn't do it, so I need to wait for them to show up, and I need to leave the area. Okay, well, if I go to the Savannah Woodland, does that work? Looks like it does. Why are you in the floor? Well, there we go. 5 Skyblock XP, and oh, I was wondering why that set didn't have a hat. I don't even know where I put that set. You know what? I will shove it in this chest, and I will figure it out later. Thank you for the 5 Skyblock XP, Mulbert. I suppose we should go ahead and do the fairy souls. If I remember correctly, it is Firmament that has them. Yeah, I can just turn that on, and hopefully it has all the new ones. Marks them a little differently than NEU, but it's fine. I did actually find a thing in Sky Honey that, oh yeah, that's helpful. Okay, I think I like this way better just so I don't have to keep searching around. Got a fairy soul up here, and there is apparently one down here. I will put on my abyssal armor. It's under the lava. There's a fairy soul in this chimney, and one in the head of this dragon, although I already grabbed that one. One down wherever this is. Ah, yeah, and the classic behind a waterfall off the edge of the map. One under whatever this is. I did not know this area existed. This might actually be kind of decent for fishing, just because it's so out of the way. But anyway, another fairy soul. And the last one should be down here, although I think I have already grabbed this one. And I have found all 12 fairy souls. I will now turn that setting off. And now I am only missing 3 fairy souls overall. Apparently 2 miscellaneous, which I think those are both the grotto ones. And oh, I'm missing a new one in the park. Well, I guess I'll be turning the setting back on then. Most of these I will have already found though. Oh. And that was the one that I was missing. So now I should only be missing the fairy souls from the fairy grotto, which I am just hoping I don't need those for the XP, because I cannot be asked to get them. Anyway, if we talk to Tia, oh, I'm gonna need one of them. Okay, well, I will get that when I can be asked. For now, I will just take the 20 XP and move on. And with that, I am at 34 out of 100 XP. And I'm just gonna go ahead and hit hunting 25. But before that, I do need to upgrade this hunt axe. I'm gonna go ahead and take this claymore out of here that I shoved into it to buff its stats, but if I'm going to be grinding out hunting 25, we cannot have the basic axe. The max hunt axe is under the vine sap collection, and I don't think it's particularly expensive. And to get the next upgrade, the only thing I'm missing is stretching sticks because I have just been selling all of them. And apparently they're not on the bazaar, I guess? Oh, they're on the AH? Why are they on the AH? Surely someone is selling a stack of these for a reasonable price. Yeah, sure. Anyway, this will be the next hunt axe. And for the next one, I'm going to need some enchanted vine sap, which I should have more than enough to make. And there is the next hunt axe. And the final one, I'm just going to need 6 of these. Craft that, and we can get the final hunt axe. Lovely. And I wonder if I can enchant this at all. Doesn't look like I can enchant it with anything really meaningful. I mean, I guess arcane will do something, but other than that, the rest of these are useless. And I guess I can throw hot potato books on this, although I don't know if it's actually going to do anything, considering hunt axes work a little bit differently to regular combat tools, but sure, I'll put it on there. If it does nothing, oh well. And I don't care enough to recom it, and none of the reforges are going to do anything, so that's where I'm going to leave it. So I will throw that back in there, and swap to it, and put my claymore back in it. There might be a better weapon to shove in here, but claymore seems good enough. Now, from what I remember, grinding ghosts should be the best way to get hunting XP, and I'm doing roughly 200,000 per. So what I'm going to want to do is just slap a black hole down in the middle, and go around slapping ghosts. And that's it. That's how I get hunting XP. I might want to put a flare down. These things are going to do a lot of damage. But this is going to be my life for the next little while. It turns out combat stats do make a difference. I put my stuff into strength and crit damage, and now I am doing significantly more damage. I am realizing that I think this is only really good with multiple people, just so we can have multiple black holes, because with one, they just kind of group around it. It's really slow, although I can't really think of a better way to do this. Okay, so I found out something. This is incredibly slow. I don't want to do it. So if I look at this, I am hunting 21, and I am 54% of the way there. I started at 60,000. I've been doing this for like 30 minutes. Yes, it will get me there eventually, but it will also be incredibly painful, slow, and mind-numbing. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do something else. I will get there passively, especially considering the trap hunts milestone gives me 50,000 hunting XP per, and so does the salt hunts milestone, so I will just level this up passively. Okay, so what is something easier that is not attributes? If I go into slaying tasks, I actually am missing a boss. Tarantula tier 5 actually got released yesterday. I just didn't do anything with it, and if I beat this boss, it will give me 150 Skyblock XP. If we come to the Crimson Isles, then we should have some spiders, also a bunch of clutter on my screen. Anyway, I have a claymore, and I will probably do enough damage. This is an early game boss after all, doing 1.5 million damage hit, which is probably enough. I could definitely get it higher. This claymore sucks, but I only need to beat one boss, and for one boss, it's fine. And here it is. Where did it go? Hello, there you are. Can I hit you in this phase? You can only break these webs. Oh, this is this phase. I have to hit those with a bow, and yeah, I'm gonna be real. This boss isn't my favorite, but it's Slayer content. I'll take it. And now it should go into the final phase where it has 20 million HP, and I can just nuke it. It's dead, and I am level 500. Oh, would you look at that? That is incredibly hot. I wish I had the mod on this version to show my name tag over my head, but it's fine. Level 500 has been acquired. And you know what? Why not? I will go into my leveling rewards, and I finally unlocked the very last one, and I guess I will equip the golden Unfleur-de-lis. I'm probably gonna immediately unequip that. I don't really like emblems. Well, that is lovely, but how is Fred doing? I haven't checked up on Fred in a while. Oh, I forgot to fuel Fred. Well, I guess it's time to take another month break from Skyblock. And that's it. I am finally level 500. If you made it all the way here, thanks for watching to the end of the video. And if you did make it this far and are not already subscribed, why not subscribe? You probably liked the video. At least I'd hope so. I don't know why you watched an hour and 20-minute video without liking it. Speaking of liking, you should like the video. Other than that, some people may have noticed my 2-month absence, and I have not been gone without working on things. During the 2 months that I haven't really been active on Skyblock, I have been working on one of the largest projects I have ever made, which should be coming within the next couple weeks, so keep an eye out for that. Other than that, I'd like to give a special shout out to my channel members who help me maintain this mediocre upload schedule and allow me to work on passion projects. But with that, I'm going to go take a nap. I am tired. Thanks for watching.